Hello, welcome to the Arts Council, York County. Today I'm here with Caroline Rust and Vivianne Carey talking about their exhibit, Reflecting Her Story. So Caroline, give us like a quick overview of what Reflecting Her Story is about.
Sure. Well, Vivianne and I came together about 2 years ago now, and after looking at each other's work on Facebook, I believe, we realized that there were a lot of commonalities in the theme of our works, and we both make artwork about women and our internal selves, if you will, in a broad sense. And we realized that importantly, every woman, every person has an internal story, but specifically our work is about women, so we're here to talk about women. So it's those individual stories that in the everyday person that actually on a broader scale become universal, because we all can relate to certain elements and feelings that we embody. And so within the works of mine and Vivianne's that you'll see in the exhibition, that theme of identity will run through, and a sense of self will run through the work. We also have a third artist with us, and that's Noor. She is a Pakistani videographer, and her work also in this exhibition is about women. I met her when she was here last year on a grant in Rock Hill, and asked her if she wanted to collaborate on the project. And this just became a good fit because her work is about empowerment, and in her videos she's interviewed women about their concept of freedom. So that's kind of a broad overview of the show.
Yeah. So conceptually you guys are tied very closely with your work, but in material you guys work in very different mediums.
Yes.
So of course Noor is the videographer, but
Right.
Vivianne, can you talk about like the mediums that you like to use with your work?
My work is mostly glass and steel and found objects, and the found objects sort of, they expand into something that's in me deep, and I make these sculptures, and usually it'll be a couple of years before I realize what they're saying to me. It's not an immediate thing that I'm working on empowerment, like the jacket that's there. It's the feelings of rage that somehow are internal, and they come out in art, and then later on I realize what they are.
And see, in a way, I find that really beautiful, because it's this exhibit is about women and identity, and culturally or stereotypically we don't relate like these harsh mediums or harsh like objects with femininity. And I like that that's combating that like typical stereotypical like view of femininity.
Yeah.
So
that was one thing about our work that I think we both observed, that, and I don't mean this the wrong way, but Vivianne's work is very hard and monochromatic, and in some regards, I mean, you're not really showing beauty per se.
Yeah.
You're showing the ugliness. And juxtaposed to my work, I think the contrast is what makes it an interesting pairing of
For
our
sure.
work, is that the contrast in my work, I do use some found objects like Vivianne. The found objects I use usually do relate to femininity and are items that come out of a woman's closet. Shoes, which are right behind us, but then the undersurface of my paintings are garments and clothing. And I'm wanting to show something beautiful, literally and figuratively, but
Vivianne's beautiful too.
Vivianne's, I was getting to that. Vivianne's might be ugly and angry, but it is beautiful in the execution and what she's done through the process of expressing that notion.
It's
So
also interesting how you guys both use clothing as like kind of a start. I mean, maybe as a start or as a final, it's hard to say, but like that is still an integral part of each of your work is clothing and dress. I mean, that makes a lot of sense when you're describing, specific femininity and things like that.
Well, it's also, clothing can be considered setting a mood or a mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
a costume.
Yeah.
But it can also, how do we feel today?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
look do we want to have today? I mean, I can be 10 different people. Even more than that.
And it's an interesting balance because you both work sculpturally, though we both have created pieces that exist inside frames. So even though your work is painting, you're still using these three-dimensional objects, inclusive in your painting, and then bringing in larger three-dimensional objects to paint and change. And then, of course, on the other side of the room, we have Vivianne's pieces, which are sculptural and very much like altars, and they exist inside a frame.
Right.
So I think that's a very interesting balance of visual art when you challenge sculpture and painting and kind of mix the two as one.
Yeah, it becomes two-dimensionality and three-dimensionality in one. And then with the, referencing the altar, that was one commonality that we observed. The altars, Vivianne's large pieces on the wall over there are meant to be altars to individual women. And then I've been using the dressing table, and that's in a sense an altar because that visually is content in the work, but then it's also there's some three-dimensional dressing tables like the one behind Vivianne, and then on the other side of the wall some three-dimensional forms that are easels. I call them easels, which
Can also be an altar.
Also an altar.
So
it's a play on that is exciting.
One last question for both of you. What is something that you want people to take away when they view this exhibit? Something that they take with them after they view the work in the gallery?
I would like the viewers to walk away with a broader sense of what it means to be feminine and the paths. I would like for viewers to consider the paths of women and how we might feel as we walk along those paths.
Anything from you?
Ditto. Mine's a little more angry though, so mine's a little bit more closer to a political statement, I think.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming in today and talking about your work with us.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.